4 dead and 8 others wounded after shooting and fire at Michigan church. A Sunday of faith turned to horror. It was a peaceful sunny Sunday morning in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Chapel was full. Families, children, the elderly, all gathered for worship. The choir sang with gentle fervor. Light filtered through stained glass windows. It felt like a normal, hopeful day. Then suddenly, normalcy shattered. A silver pickup truck barreled into the church's front entrance, flags waving from its bed. The driver, later identified as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, a former Marine, let out gunfire into the congregants, using what witnesses called an assault rifle. Chaos erupted. Panic. Screams. People dropped to the floor, some shielding children, others trying to crawl for safety. Amidst the gunshots, Sanford set parts of the building ablaze. Smoke billowed. Flames licked wooden pews. Windows cracked. 2 people died instantly. Others were injured in the melee. Some were trapped under debris when part of the structure gave way due to fire damage. Emergency calls flooded 911 dispatchers. Within less than a minute, officers were on scene. It would be 8 minutes before the shooter was neutralized, shot by police who stormed in while congregants fled through side exits in terror. In the aftermath, first responders pulled 8 wounded individuals from the chaos. 4 were dead, found among the burnt and shattered remnants of the chapel. Tragically, 2 victims were pulled from the rubble long after the fire was under control. Every family in the community was touched by grief and fear. Meanwhile, investigators launched a full-scale inquiry. They secured surveillance footage from streets around the church. They canvassed witnesses, people who had been singing, praying, then scrambling for their lives. They searched Sanford's home for clues. And yes, questions surfaced. Why did he bring a truck mounted with flags? Was his attack symbolic? Political? Was there a prior grievance, mental instability, or both? As evidence piled up, some strange contradictions emerged. Sanford was not known to be affiliated with the church. Yet, some congregants recognized him from past community events. He carried deliberately stocked weapons and materials to start the fire, according to investigators. This appeared premeditated, not a spontaneous act. There were reports of delayed notification of fire suppression systems inside the church. Walls that should have resisted fire quickly failed in places. Some suspect building codes may have been compromised. More chilling, 2 bodies were only discovered under collapsed beams after the flames were extinguished. Some of the injured described seeing people hiding inside rooms off the main hall, rooms where the flames spread fastest. The town of Grand Blanc awoke the next day in shock. Candles were lit in windows. Vigils were held. The choir director wept in disbelief. Children who had witnessed parts of the attack asked questions no parent should have to answer. Sanford was dead. No trial. No public confession. The motive remained not fully clear. But what remained was the ache, the trust shaken, the sanctuary violated. Places meant for peace had been transformed, even if briefly, into scenes of fear. Because it shows how quickly places of worship can be torn apart. Because even in a church, a sanctuary for many, each life felt fragile, each moment vulnerable. And because the survivors, the families, and the whole community are left to piece together meaning from horror. They say faith can move mountains. But this event reminds us of a darker truth. Evil too can creep into sanctuaries if vigilance is abandoned, if compassion is muted, and if safety is assumed. This story is still unfolding. The motive, the cost, and the scars will last a long time. But maybe, in remembering, there's a chance for change. In church safety and community care, in how we protect the sacred. The attack took place on Sunday, September 28, 2025, at a Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Chapel in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan. At least 4 people were killed and 8 wounded in the attack, which included a shooting and intentional fire. The shooter was identified as Thomas Jacob Sanford, who was killed by police soon after the attack began. Do not forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification button for more.